Hello, hello, everyone. This is Jeanette the Oracle. Welcome to Oracle Talks. I have missed you all. I was not able to come on Thursday because it was that time. Your girl had to take care of herself. So I know you understand. I'm not worried about it, but I hope everyone is doing well. Summer break is officially over, so I am back fully in terms of posting back on social media. So if you're following me on Instagram, you'll see that I've been making posts there. So definitely follow me. You can check the link in the bio for my Instagram handle. Of course, it's Anderson Alchemy. Excuse me. Next week on Monday, the newsletter for the August astrology report will be coming out. And of course, that will have both personal and business guidance. So be sure to check that out. If you're not already signed up for my newsletter, you can find the link to sign up below. Also, Covenant is back and it is new and improved. So check out for the announcements for that and the changes that are there. I won't take up time with that because, again, the announcements are coming. So just be on the lookout. I invite you to sign up. Let me know what you think of the new changes, and I'm excited for that. But anyway, let's get into it. As you can see from the description, for this video, I'm going to be providing directives and insight into work for light workers. So this is going to be a strictly esoteric message today. So if you're looking for, the money, health, wealth, all that kind of stuff, messages, that's not going to be the message for today. I thought it was going to be that. I was planning on doing like an all signs message, but as I was spending more time with Spirit, I was getting the heads up that this needed to be more about directives for light workers. So here we are. So this is going to be for folks who are doing the work of the light, who are, whether they are conscious of it or not. If you're watching this video, you're going to be conscious of it now, right? We're doing the work of helping to elevate and illuminate the human soul, to protect the human soul, as well as to support the ascension of human consciousness. Hello, hello. Oh my God, it's been a while. I'm excited to vibe with you, Goddess. You're looking gorgeous. Oh, thank you. Welcome, welcome. Perfect timing, because we're going to be talking about the light worker things. So yes, as folks are coming in, please say hello. Let us know where you're joining from, what you might be sipping on. I've already gone through my tea because I actually got the cards out. I wanted to have the energy out before I started relaying messages, just because it's going to be both light and dark stuff that I'm talking about. And I don't want to be dealing with interference in trying to get what's supposed to come out. So the cards are already out and I've been sitting with it. But yeah, Ambassadors of Light here. Yes, I love it. Yeah, so originally, like I said, I was planning on doing all zodiac sign thing, but Spirit was like, we need to have messages for light workers in particular across a variety of roles. So if you are not aware of or sure of what your light worker role is, I did link below the YouTube video that I did on determining what your role is. So please do check that out before, if you're watching the recording before like watching this. So that will help you get a sense. A brief overview is you want to be focused on, in terms of determining the role, your rising, sun, moon, and also the North Node. And you're going to need to have this information based on your natal chart, and it needs to be a Placidus natal chart in the tropical system, not whole house. Okay, but essentially, if the majority of the zodiac signs for those four that I named, rising, sun, moon, and North Node, are cardinal, majority meaning like at least two, right? Are cardinal signs, and you're going to be considered a wayshower. If the majority, i.e. two or more of those four that I named, are fixed signs, then you're going to be what's considered a sustainer. And if two or more are what's the other one? Mutable. Then you're going to be what's considered a transformer. Hello, hello. Joining in from Houston. Hello. Yes, Lightworkers here. They got the call. Listen, Spirit was, the redirect from Spirit was clear and specific. So this is Lightworker messages today. Of course, please do subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video when it is up. I will, of course, well, on my personal Facebook, I'll share it there. But please do share the video because, like I said, it's for all light workers, including anyone who's also just spiritually inclined who might not use that terminology of light worker. This is relevant for all, okay? Alrighty, so let me see if there's anything else before I jump in on these messages. I believe that is it. So how these messages are going to be constructed. So again, like I said, it's I'll be speaking to those three main groups: Wayshower, Sustainer, and Transformers. So again, like I said, hopefully you watched that other video. If not, hopefully that brief overview I gave you helps if you do know your natal chart pretty well. So of course, if you have questions, like if you did watch that video, or if you have questions about what I just said, you know, put in the comments and I answer. But the messages will be for guided towards those, but I'm going to be addressing stuff that's going on in the spirit, as well as things to, well, these are all directives. So things to be doing in the spirit based on your role, as well as in the physical. So in the spirit, it'll be two different things that I'll be touching on. So one will be looking at the opportunities for growth or particular tools that might be popping up for various, you know, types of light workers. On the other hand, I'm also going to be addressing some of the disharmonious or malevolent energies and what actually you should be doing as it relates to that. Of course, you know, if you're watching live or you're watching the recording and things have already been coming up in either of those options that I'm going to be addressing, please do let me know. I can answer in the moment or answer in the comments. So yeah, we'll be talking about that. And then for the physical, it's going to be things to do, tools to use, etc., that supports or matches what is happening in terms of the work that you're doing in the spirit, so that there's that alignment of heaven and earth. So hopefully that makes sense as we go through. This is my first time like orchestrating or constructing a message in this way. So we'll see if this, you know, continues for future Lightworker messages, but for now, this is what we're working with. So before we start, any questions? We good? Everybody there? Welcome to folks coming in. Thank you. We'll get started. I don't know if I'm going to actually have timestamps for this because I have a feeling it's going to kind of be all over the place. So it's just going to have to be those messages that you just watch from beginning to end. I might have been given this guidance because it's been a while since I've done, you know, a more specific esoteric message, and or because Lionsgate is coming up. But it's feeling like it's just time. So, all right. So I don't see any questions. So we will jump in. Okay. So as it relates to the spirit, the spiritual world, spiritual context, I'm going to address that first and leave the physical world at the end. For light workers who are categorized as wayshowers, okay, we have the Gemini card, the Lovers. So with this, your directive is to actually be working more if you haven't been, or be open to new connections with, I just use as a broad term, spirit family or spirit team. So this can run the gamut. This could be new angel relationships coming online, new guides, new protectors, new healers, new masters, new star races, like, you know, whatever that is. But Again, it could be new, or it could be leaning on that which is already there if you've kind of leaned out of it. But that is what's on the positive, harmonious side for Wayshowers right now. You actually need to be focused on cultivating and developing those relationships in the spirit. Like, it's essentially a spirit community, spiritual environment thing that needs to be the focus, and is specifically a tool for you to use and to cultivate. So there's opportunity for growth here. Again, whether this is a weak area in your life, if you again haven't been engaging with it, or if there is more that is available for you to be engaging with and stepping into. Okay. And the spiritual family should be a comprehensive in support. So it would include, again, beneficial, elevated ancestors, guardian angels, spirit guides, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's one more message with this. Hold on. I'm getting a sense possibly that there may need to be a coming together of you with your family to discuss and to become harmonious around a particular focus and goal. And in this context, it is specifically about your role as a light worker in the support of enlightenment, protection, and ascension of humanity's souls, the souls of humanity. So there may be some discussion around the contracts, agreements that you all have, and that maybe it's time to start activating certain parts of that, or maybe there needs to actually just be clarity about what that is. But at the core of this, the contracts, the focus there, the directives there are guided by source. It is birthed from a place of love and devotion to source in service to source's creation. So that is what everyone is submitted to. So there's no actual hierarchy there. It's just parent source, right? And that unification is important, and also helps to build out your crown if you are crowned. And you would know if you were crowned because that would have happened already in the spirit. Okay. And again, if there are questions on what I am saying, the clarity, just please put in the comments. For sustainer tools that y'all are supposed to be focused on developing is being relayed by the Hierophant card. Okay, so overall, y'all have to work on aligning your soul with your spirit. And those are two different things. Okay. But this is specifically, because we're, again, non-physical, talking about energetic work. So bringing and aligning your soul's energy, vibration, architecture, however you want to think about that, into alignment with your spirit, so that there is peace and harmony and a direct channel from source to your spirit to you, or really source to your spirit to you. That's really the way it goes, because the source is the foundation. But that's the work. So the fact that this is the message means that your energy body is prepared and ready to do this. So this alignment, you may have already started like building that foundation, of course. So if you have like, there's a strengthening of this and then maintaining of this, because this is definitely fixed energy, which will be supported during, especially during this month ahead, because it's a fixed sign of Leo, right? But that is the focus is getting the soul aligned to the spirit and strengthening that and cultivating that. That is what is needed and necessary for you. And doing this work will, of course, help you in your work in general as this type of light worker. So this is important. This is an investment in self. And then finally, for the Transformer group, we have the 6 of Pentacles. This is about actually strengthening your soul, strengthening your energy field. So specifically building up the health and the strength and the coherence and the balance of your chakras, of the various levels of your aura. Okay, the organs in your body, like mind, emotions, like everything needs to be strengthened. That is the focus. Again, this is energetic work. I believe I touched on this in the last video, but this is not the work of stripping and release. This is the work of strengthening and building up. So it's an infusion, a balancing, a strengthening. So it's very much focused on power within the soul, because there's already, you actually always have 100% of the energy, but the ability to have access to that is determined by if your energy field is actually cycling clearly and if the infrastructure itself is strong. So strong meridian channels, strong chakras, strong energy body, energy fields, like that is the focus. So again, it's a building up and strengthening of your field. This will help you with your transformer work. With that, I'm gonna do a quick pivot about a little bit more about the signs. I believe earlier in the year, like springtime, I was doing guidance for the signs, and I believe it was here. Y'all know I can't remember. You've been over for a while, you know I can't remember. But I believe it was here, and I believe it was the signs I was addressing. But I was surprised about how the energy for some of the signs was more related to like, and these were cardinal energies, more with almost death and destruction and like a fighting and attack energy, which I normally associate more so with transformer energy, but it was like the opposite. One of those messages, but that's coming back as additional clarity for these roles. So, and this is a deepening of understanding that Spirit has provided me, so I'm sharing with you. With the Wayshowers, definitely in the past, I have pretty much just focused on their role as, being visionaries, creatives, going into new areas, etc. And it's been more of like a almost childlike energy, like innocent, the fool. And on the opposite side, have deemed like the transformer role as more of like the attack, fight, destroy kind of vibe. But what's been coming through more recently, past couple months, and also reaffirming now, is that indicative in the Wayshower role, because it is kind of like that scout going into new territory, it actually is a fighting energy. It doesn't go looking for a fight, but it is prepared to fight, to defend, to protect as needed, because it's going into a new space. And obviously, everything that you come across, person, place, or thing, is not going to be positive. So the ability to break through barriers, to deal with attack, etc., that actually is inherent in the role. So as that was coming through, and as sitting with these messages too, I was like, oh, this makes sense, especially given my nature, because I'd be ready to fight. But as a Wayshower, that energy is there, the ability and the capability to do it. It's not the primary role, but it's there because, again, it's operating in a new space. So that warrior energy is present. Whereas for the transformer role, the transformation process is not one of, at least inherently, like attack. It is literally that fire and the energy necessary to shift or change something into something new. Now, of course, there is a component where, it may actually just be like the ending of it. But the majority of, or like a core part of the function, is like generating enough energy to actually like shift and convert what is there into something else. So it's almost like sustainer energy on steroids, if you can think of it that way. So very different vibe. It almost has a bit more of that preserving vibe, because like it's just changing. It's the energy needed to change the nature of something into something else, rather than the eradication of it. And so often what happens is transformers, light workers who have that function of transformers, feel really tired, feel really exposed to the outside world. They can have energy for a certain amount of time, and then they have no energy because they're drained, because the function of them, their energy field, their nature, is that converting energy. And that requires having a lot of energy. And so when it comes to your spiritual development, it's less about like, how do I attack and deal with like all these dark energies, and more for these messages right now, the tool that needs to be leaned into is, how do I actually build up my own fire, my own reserves? Because much of, like I said last week, much of what I'm coming across that would, kind of be, potentially disharmonious, malevolent, or whatever, should actually be taken care of. Unless it's like something big, right? But a lot of that should be taken care of just by the nature of my energy field. It should be able to transmute, neutralize, release, without a lot of inordinate amount of like hand holding on my part to do that. And so that's where this is coming from. Now, again, for all light workers, it does not mean that, you don't have regular like energy clearing sessions and all the ways that you take care of yourself. But Transformers in particular, if you've been having, beyond like this directive right now, especially though, if you've been having that experience of feeling like you're hyper exposed to the outside world, you feel everything, feel everyone's emotions, their thoughts, etc. Never seem to have a lot of any energy, have a lot of like physical ailments and things like that. You must focus on building and strengthening your energy fields, your inner soul. I won't talk more on that because, again, I talked about it last week, but that is the message for you all. Okay, so that is the first set of messages in terms of the spirit world on the positive side. Any questions, comments, concerns about those messages before I move on? And I'll drink some water while y'all type. Okay, don't see any questions, so we're good. So now let's move to the other, the disharmonious side in spirit. So this is, the dark forces, malevolent energies, and our roles, again, as light workers as it relates to those things. So for Wayshowers, we have the Hanged Man. So in general, for this next set of messages, this is going to be related to our ability to perceive, protect, defend, attack as needed, right? Comments. That sign guidance from spring was on IG. Oh, it was on IG. Okay. Thank you. Because I'm like, I know I did it somewhere, but I'm like, I don't think I did it here on IG, but thank you so much. Yeah, that was esoteric message. If I remember, I will go back and link that IG message as well in the description. All right, so for Wayshowers with this Hangman, so what I was getting with this when I was looking at it was my attention was being brought to the bottom of the card where you have the snake here. Now, the snake energy, it really just depends its function, because it could be, again, positive, neutral, or negative. In general, I don't pick up a negative energy from the card, but for this, I was getting the ability to, using one's ability to perceive where malevolent energies or forces are. And this would be below the grid. And I'll just leave it at that because, you can take that as it resonates, because everybody will be addressing this in different areas. So below the grid could be below the grid, or like kind of hidden within the energy body system. So being able, like if the main place that you work is as an energy healer for others, this would be perceiving malevolent energies within or below the energy field or the grid the grid being like the meridians, right? For someone's energy systems. Yeah, the family's here. So and then on a larger scale, it could be ley lines, earth grid. It could be grids in the other dimension of the spirit. So I mean, it's wherever it is that you work, primarily, or where you might be called. But going there or perceiving where those things are is important. And of course, like, you have your spirit team, you can alert them, the higher realms that protect humanity's souls, guardians, etc., about the location of these energies and ask for their help and support to remove them. There may also be, one second, an ability to quarantine the effects of some of this stuff. If it can't be removed at this time. Yes, so it seems to be more like, again, perceiving where these malevolent energies are. And this is, again, going to be based off of your jurisdiction, really, as a light worker, meaning the things that you have access to, and asking, requesting for help from the spiritual community to go and clear those things, and supporting in that process as well. All right, so for sustainers, I don't want to be here too long. Sustainers, we have the Queen of Cups. So this was giving me imitation energy, meaning that the malevolent energies, dark forces, etc., that you might be encountering or coming across are essentially those which copy that which is beneficial, but don't actually have the source or power behind to follow through with it. So on the surface, it looks like it's the same, but as you dig a little deeper, it's not there. So as it comes to like protection and defense, having this knowledge can be helpful because it can be a reminder to be careful about what you actually are sharing publicly. But let's see what else is on this. Clarification on this card, please. this might also be a perception thing too, where you need to lean into more of your ability to see through the eyes of spirit who actually has power and who doesn't. And you'll know it by their fruit. Yeah, it's a strange message. I'm not sure if it's like about you going out to find something or perceive something, or like you dealing with something yourselves. So just take whatever resonates for you. But there is this thing about things not coming to fruition, or they've been going okay for a while, but like there's not much progress beyond a certain point. Like you're not able to actually progress. And the reason that is there, whether you're dealing with someone directly or something that you're perceiving, is because the spirit behind that thing, person, place, or thing, is actually not rooted in source, so it can't actually go any further. So, and this is where this imitation thing might be coming from, because you might be trying to preserve or resurrect something that actually is not supposed to be preserved and resurrected because it's not of source. And it's crumbling for a reason, because it's an imitation of the thing. It's not the true thing. Regardless, the truth will emerge. But recognize imitation for what it is. And recognize as well when, to stick with plant analogy, a crop is not growing because the seed itself is bad. Okay? Some examples to help kind of clarify this or make this practical in your life. Maybe particular energy healing frameworks or methodologies are no longer working. It's because the spirit behind the things are actually malevolent and disharmonious to human souls. What's coming to mind immediately is like all the various like offshoots of Reiki. Or what's another example? Theta healing. Yeah, there's a the imitation energy is there and it's strong, y'all. So trust what is happening, what is coming through. And if you're not sure, if you're not clear, just comment below and I will check in on that person, place, or thing for you. And because, you know, you might be in a situation where you're like, oh, I'm really close to this person, place, or thing. I can't really tell if this is actually my intuition or like mental projection. So I can check in for you since I'm not party to it and let you know. And this is across levels, across contexts. But again, this is spirit based. We're not actually getting into the physical stuff yet. So this is spiritual tools, spiritual beings you may be interacting with. It may also be people, again, who are propagating or dealing in spiritual matters or what have you. But the message remains, the core thing is about this imitation energy, and the source is not of source itself, the divine. Well, it's not of harmonious energy to human souls. I'll put it that way. And there is still the element of like, once you recognize that, you need to accept it and remove access to yourself and to the knowledge that you have, as well as your energy. And stop lending your energy, your attention, your focus to sustaining that. Okay. And then finally, Transformers, you have the 8 of Swords. So your directives as it relates to dealing with these malevolent energies, again, whatever the context is going to be for you, because it's different for everybody. Okay, so it looks like your directive is defense. So whereas the Wayshowers are more on the offense and the attack role and position, sustainers are more on that protection side of things. Transformers are on the defense. So the other message that was coming through after defend came in was about closing the back door. So basically, again, in the spirit, whatever the context is, wherever your jurisdiction is as a light worker, areas of weakness that you see or perceive, your job is to set up defense to prevent someone coming through the back door, so to speak. And again, as a reminder, this is light workers work for human souls. So please keep this in this context for these messages. But yeah, this back door, whatever the back door is. So again, context, if you were some type of energy worker and you see, holes in someone's chakras, energy field, or whatever, like those are back doors where energy can come in. So your job is to repair and put in defense there to protect literally the human soul, right? That's literally protecting the human soul. For other folks, you know, if you are doing work out in nature, you know, on the grid or in various dimensions or what have you, whatever the context is, when you come across areas of weakness where it should be solid or what have you, is to create defense there against energy coming in through the back door. Okay, and so the minimum as it relates to crafting, however that's going to look in the spirit, that defense needs to be a minimum of, how do I say this? Because like eight's the minimum. Like if we're looking at sacred geometry, so minimum, if it's two-sided figure, it has to be minimum 8 sides, but that's just like concept idea. So whatever would be correlating to that for whatever tools that you would use, whatever spiritual technologies that you would be using, needs to be a minimum of whatever will correlate to 8. Like that's the lowest it could be. So no 3 energy, no 4 energy, 6 energy, 7 energy, like that's not going to cut it. Again, whatever those correlations conceptually are going to be, it has to be 8 energy or higher. Okay, but minimum of 8 to be able to actually provide defense. Okay, questions? Questions about this last group of messages for dealing with this malevolent disharmonious energy for the different light workers? Let me know in the comments while I drink water. All right, we good? All right, I think we're good. All right, so one second. All right, so now the physical. So these are directives for work in the 3D world, so to speak. That essentially matches and supports kind of that both heaven and earth work, because it is both ands, not either or. So we don't just do work in the spirit, we also do work in the physical. So that's this. So Wayshowers, we have the Magician for you. Sustainers, we have Ten of Cups. And then for Transformers, we have the Sun. I'm actually going to start with Transformers first. So sun-infused technologies, tools, methodologies, here in the physical are what you actually should be working with. So in terms of tools, this would be things that correlate to the sun. So, for example, if this is related to you building up your, strengthening your soul, your energy fields, its various components, working with citrine, right, to, or any other, solar related gold energy, whatever, to help with that crystal support. Flowers associated with the sun, essences, herbs, those types of things. When it comes to defense as well, in the physical, as it relates to that defend card, um, again, sun related tools, sun related angels and guardians and guides and etc. And if I remember correctly, I believe sun is associated with the number 8 as well. So that might be another reason why that came through. If I remember correctly, I believe it's 8. It might be 10, but regardless, it's definitely not 6. So it's not 6 or 7. It is at least 8. So using that will be good. So you can use sun energy to protect space, to protect a person's soul, to sun rays to do the same. So if you, again, are doing energy work on yourself or someone else or for an area, like actually doing that in the daytime, not at night. No moon energy, sun energy, doing it in the daytime and directing the sun's rays with your intention to, that person, place, or thing. Okay. Yes, I do. I am a Hamsa, so, but I'll touch on that later. So sun energy for that. Sun mantras, sun yoga stuff, sun warriors in the spirit, sun angels, like you get it. Like that is the physical tool. So that can be infused in your talismans, that can be infused in, again, whatever physical stuff you may be using or doing in the material world. Okay. Yeah. So that might feel odd for some, this kind of like Raj energy, the sun energy, for Transformers in particular, because again, there may be a tendency to feel hyper exposed to heavier energies and a lot more darkness and etc. So this might feel a bit more of a challenge, but this is, again, these are the directives that are coming through. Hello, London in the house. Welcome, welcome. All right, so for sustainers, Ten of Cups. One second. I think there's actually some more on the Transformers message. So Oh, there's a lot because there's a lot of questions around protection during this time and dealing with a lot of the dark energies now, and like how well, actually, I'm not sure if that's light worker questions or if that's just like questions of the people. So I'll ask this for you all. Do y'all have questions about uh, dealing with the malevolent energies? And this is for all light workers, not just the not a specific group. And it might be more of a like a, do you feel like you need or would want more for yourself with your own work, or is there a thing about getting others to that, like helping others with that, whether they consider themselves light workers or not? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, like, is there a sense that like, at least when it relates to helping in a more quote unquote physical matter, that um, you feel like, whether it's true or not, you feel like you're not able to make much progress, or maybe there isn't as much progress anymore to be able to handle. Progress is not the word. Um, that maybe something different is needed for what might be showing up. It feels like it's that. Like there's maybe like different stuff popping up, and like the tools that you have in the physical that you use for addressing things in the physical might not be working as well, as it's not having the same output. No one will comment. We good? I mean, if there's nothing, just comment nothing, but it's popping up, so. Okay, that's coming. So I'm just gonna move on. So lastly, with the transformers, using sun energy, like I said, um, to literally charge and strengthen the field is important as well, and that can help you with the Six of Pentacles message from earlier, in addition to those defending messages, but like literally the sun. So please get out in the sun and work with it physically to do so. Okay, sustainers. So sustainers here with the Ten of Cups. It seems like actually doing, again, we're based on your context, supporting the work of feeling through or processing emotions is important, as well as fostering and exploring and expressing and playing in creativity, the arts, right? Oh, received, good. Yeah, but it's like the energy from the emotions need to flow, because when, and again, this is not personal, this is in terms of your work in the world, when those emotions are stuck or hijacked, they allow for control. They allow for interception and penetration and all of that. So it weakens the energy field overall for human souls. It weakens the mind. So, you know, in the work that you do in the physical, again, depending on the context, centering that authenticity, centering that speaking and coming from the heart, centering holding space for emotions to show up and to clear and to move, but also centering space for, again, creativity and all of that. But the help and support in that regard is needed to, again, have that authenticity come through. The benefit of this is, especially it relates to that imitation piece that came up for you all, is it enables other human beings to be able to see that which is authentic or not. So it increases their ability to hear and listen to their own intuition and their own guidance. Okay. Yeah, that ability to perceive is really important, and helping to kind of move the clouds around the perception is part of that work. And then for Wayshowers, lastly, with that magician energy, you know, the magician talks about essentially having everything available to you at your fingertips to facilitate, you know, change, movement, momentum. I'm getting the sense of like almost presenting all the possibilities that are available. Keeping them front and center in the minds of the collective. Keeping that front and center to remind folks of their true soul nature and all that's available to them. that they have, both in terms of physical support as well as spiritual support. But in particular, all that's available in the spirit that's there to help them. And they have all these things at their disposal to be able to deal with malevolent energy that they come across in whatever the context. So it could be, family, friends, work, or even in the spirit. One second. So it's important to lean into the liberatory function of the Wayshower archetype. Essentially showing people the way out, sharing with them what it's actually looks like and what it can be. And it's going to be the folks who are open to it because they've been trying the solely physical things, and that it's not giving them what they want. And so they're going to be open and receptive, and that has to be shared. But, everything doesn't have to be shared. It's just you share that which supports the opening of that door, removes the block. It's basically a gentle tower energy, so that source spirit has an easier time getting through to them. Because, this journey that we're on, this evolution of consciousness, it's happening regardless of whether or not we are actively participating in it. Like, it's just our nature to return home eventually. But because we do have free will as well, we can speed the process along by actively engaging, right? And so, remembering that as a light worker, particularly in this role too, these messages for the Wayshower, when you're crossing someone's path and this is the context that they're dealing with, you are showing up as that divine encounter with that gentle tower to crack the door open a little bit more to that communication, to that awareness of the truth of the self rather than the lie. So, yeah, be strategic about what is shared, but focus on sharing that which liberates, i.e., which can actually be accepted. And you'll know that if you let spirit direct you rather than your ego, of course. Okay. Yeah, that's it. All right, y'all. Any questions about that last set of messages specifically? And then if not, we will bounce, because Your girl is now hungry. Any questions about that last section? And like I said, for folks who are watching this on the recording or what have you, or even if you like come back to it, if you were here live, anything comes up, you want me to check on anything, etc., just put it in the comments and I will address it. Okay, provide more insight. If you are asking anything or sharing anything and you want my feedback, please be as detailed as possible so that I can actually provide guidance. Thank you in advance. Yeah, any questions, comments, concerns about that last group of messages? Any questions? I think we're good. Can you say more about being crowned in the spirit? That's still sitting with me. So it's similar to like getting your wings. As you grow and develop over time, you will essentially have these experiences of, for lack of a better word, initiation. And it just are demarcations of a particular stage of growth. So being crowned in the spirit, and I'm saying specifically in the spirit, not physical crownings that relate to various religious practices, but yeah, there can be a crowning in the spirit. Like you can actually be given a crown in the spirit, and it's not necessarily saying you have to like do something or be someone. It's in general, like what I was saying about that evolution. Now, if there is supposed to be something more, then that will be in conversation with your spirit family, and things will start opening up for maybe an actual crowning in the physical as well. But it's just going to depend. Does that answer the question? Is it an experience that you have had, or like you're not sure if you actually had it? Because at least in my experience, both personally as well as like with others, like it literally shows up as a crown, which is why I'm using the word crowning. So it's not showing up in other contexts, but also y'all know how I feel about things that we see. We are given imagery based off of what we understand. It's not that's the thing. Okay, thank you, confirmation. Cool. Noor, you have a question? If it relates to light worker stuff, yes, you can ask a question. If it's just like, if it's not related to light worker stuff that we've been addressing, then save that for another video, please. I can answer it in another video, but today is that. Any other questions, comments, concerns as it relates to these messages today? No other questions? We're good? I'm assuming, Noor, you didn't have a light worker related question. So if you're available, then join me next week for next week's Oracle Talks, because it should go back to usual type of messages, unless I get told otherwise. But yeah. Okay. So I believe that is it. Let me get closing guidance and then we will bounce. All right, we got 6 of Swords, 2 of Swords, Ace of Cups with Death card on the bottom. So 6 of Swords, you have your directives, you have your assignments. So sit and let those percolate, integrate, think about what that means for your specific situation. Of course, Spirit will provide additional insight and guidance, but there will be opportunities to put this into action moving forward. And again, please share this. Because these are directives from source. One second. Okay, that was a message for me. All right. I couldn't tell that was for the group or not. All right, so I don't see anything else, no other questions, comments, and concerns. So those are the messages, those are the directives. Please, like I said, share this video and yeah, comment below with anything that pops up or that you have additional questions on, or you want my perspective on. You know, if you need help on with anything, it is there. And also, you know, if it's a situation where you get heads up intel, insight about something else that's not related to your light worker role, definitely comment, because it may be something that affirms or may be important for somebody else that might be watching the video. So, you know, share the wealth that is there. But hopefully this has been supportive for you all and beneficial to you all. With that being said, God willing, I will see you next week, next Thursday, which I actually believe is August 1st. So God willing, I'll see you then. And if anything else pops up on my end that comes through, I'll definitely share. And if we need to go deeper into these messages next week, then we will. But otherwise, join me next Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time for live stream Oracle Talks. Hopefully there won't be anything that pops up that prevents that, but we should be good. Yeah, good to go. And then, like I said, check out the announcements that will be dropping. There's a new newsletter coming out for August astrology, as well as new announcements for new things are going with Covenant. So it should be good. All right. Enjoy. Bye, everybody.